What up, YouTube? So if you don't know me, my name is Mariah, and I am a love and empowerment coach for women, but I'm also super spiritual and super into the law of attraction and super into sharing. And so I wanted to come onto YouTube to share my story, share my, success stories, share, the stuff that, wasn't so successful so that you can learn from it, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. With the whole purpose of, raising the consciousness of humanity, essentially. Big goal, I know, but we got to do it person to person. So anyways, this video is about my relationship, and it is one of my dearest law of attraction success stories because I love my boyfriend very much, and he is just the perfect match for me. And we have an amazing time together, and we travel, and we're living in Mexico right now together. And it's just such a fulfilling and expansive and healthy and loving relationship. And so I wanted to share with you how I manifested that. So I guess to begin, I do want to say that before this relationship, I went through a really toxic relationship that was manipulative and abusive, and I escaped it. And upon escaping it, I went through a lot of stuff after that. And basically I had the space to do a lot of inner work. And I took that chance. I took that opportunity, which a lot of people are scared to do, which is unfortunate because it needs to happen before you can manifest the thing that you really, really want, that's really gonna sit right with your soul. And so I did a lot of that work. I did a lot of inner healing, a lot of shadow work, a lot of healing my inner child, a lot of angel work, a lot of meditation, a lot of Reiki, all of those healing modalities that essentially just bring you back to you. I was doing it. I was doing the thing, and at first it felt really, really hard. It felt like it wasn't going anywhere, until it did, until I was healing, until my heart was able to open again. And then after doing all of that healing work, which is necessary if you want to come together with, that final relationship, that relationship that, you want to be right, and you want to be good, and you want it to allow both of you to expand in who you are, and to come together and to push each other to grow in your love and in your personal development. If you want that kind of relationship, you have to be doing your own inner healing first. And this is something that is overlooked, and people just think, oh no, other people do that, but I don't have to. But you do have to. If you're wanting that solid, stable, committed relationship, that comes from having two healed people come together in that relationship. That's the thing that I think a lot of people overlook, is that it takes both parties to have done the healing. And healing is an ongoing process, of course. I'm not fully healed, my boyfriend's not fully healed, but we did a lot of work on this before we met each other. So we were able to come together and continue healing together, but not expect that other person to heal us for us, because that's what I find a lot of people want, and what they do when they get into a relationship is to expect the other person to help heal them, and that's just not possible. You have to heal yourself for yourself. So those were the couple major steps first that really helped me to do this. And then, where the law of attraction comes in is that I made a list. And this is kind of common, and I know everybody knows about the list, but I made a soulmate list when, I had no idea who my boyfriend was at this point. Not even on my radar. And, I had been through that garbage relationship, and I knew now what I didn't want. I knew clear in my mind what I didn't want, and I was able to think, okay, I don't want another relationship with a healed person or with an unhealed person. So on the list that I wrote my partner is healed and is healing himself for himself, things like that. So essentially, my list was literally I still have the Google Doc and, I go back to it sometimes and I think, wow, like I'm so lucky my boyfriend hits all of these. And it was like 70, 80 things long. And it was a list of characteristics that my boyfriend would have, that I wanted in a partner, of how we felt together, how he felt towards me, and how I felt towards him. And this is a lot of feeling. And so I would write things like, it feels so good to be with him because we support each other. Or, you know, I feel so in love with him because, you know, we spend so much time together and we enjoy it and we can talk about anything. Or, you know, I feel so attracted to him, which is a trick for, you know, the physical characteristics that I think a lot of people get hung up on. You shouldn't be writing down physical characteristics at all. You should be rewording them in ways that will apply. So a good way to do that is to write, I'm so grateful that I'm continuously attracted to my partner. And, you know, who you're attracted to is based on like physical characteristics, so that'll just come through. And you know, another trick that I kind of did on mine is that I didn't want my boyfriend to be from my own country. I wanted him to be from somewhere else. So I wrote on my list, I love my partner's accent. I love the way he says my name with his accent, like things like that. Because an accent would imply that English wasn't his first language, so he was not from Canada, where I'm from. And, you know, I wrote things like, I'm so happy that he's committed to me. I feel so good and safe in this relationship. And, you know, I just like wrote. And then I let go of it. And this is the thing that I think evades a lot of people, and evaded me for a while, because I was so obsessed with like having this right partner, and having somebody like to be with. I wanted that really, really badly. And you know, so I decided what I wanted, which is key, which is what a lot of people, women especially, don't do. They just decide that they want this perfect partner. But okay, what does that perfect partner do for you? Like, how do you feel with them? What kind of things do they say to you? What kind of things do you say to them? Like, how do you feel when you're with them? Do you spend a lot of time together, or do you spend like some alone time where maybe you don't really need to see each other as much because you know your love is so strong, or whatever? And it's just about the feelings and getting into that, and, you know, dreaming and writing it down and deciding that. A lot of people don't decide that that's what they want, so they end up just like without any direction, and the universe doesn't know what to give them because they haven't asked for anything. And this is huge with the law of attraction and anything like that. You have to ask for what you want. You have to decide what you want. Otherwise, you know, God, the universe, everybody, like, they just like we don't know what to give you if you don't say it, because there is free will and we can make these choices. So if we keep making choices without being conscious about them, you know, we just end up kind of like floating around with no direction. And so it's about deciding what you want, and deciding that you want that fulfilling relationship with that partner who's going to move you forward. And, you know, and then letting it go. And by letting it go, I just mean doing other stuff, like just keeping yourself busy. And that's all I did. All I did was like, just, you know, go to work and continue doing research for myself, watching stuff for myself, you know, thinking what my next steps were going to be, what I was going to do next, like how was I going to move myself forward, and how was I going to be the best version of myself for when this relationship did manifest. And, you know, it wasn't until I made a tentative plan for myself, which has changed obviously, that, you know, I found breadcrumb after breadcrumb after breadcrumb, and I kept following it, and I met one of my, you know, amazing friends, Allie. And then when I was out with Allie, we were at a bar and all that stuff, and she literally just put me and him and went boop, and finished. You know, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't going out to meet a guy. I was going out to be with my girlfriend, and just to have fun. Like, I had no intentions of meeting anybody that night. And that's when it happened. And that's when it happens for a lot of people, is when you just let go of it. So, you first need to clear the stuff that's holding you back. clear any wounds from your past relationships, clear anything that's gonna like make you feel like you don't deserve love, anything like that. That's the very first step that you need to do. And then you need to decide what you want. Decide that you want that partner to come into your life and that it's going to feel really, really good, really amazing and expansive and healthy and fulfilling, and make a soulmate list of how you're going to feel with them, how much you're attracted to them, how good it feels to be with them, you know, what you do with them, like if you want to eat Thai food with them, stuff like that. And then you got to distract yourself. Do other stuff. Hang out with your girlfriends more. Hang out with your guy friends, like your friends more. Put yourself out there. Go to that new yoga class. Go to that new like activity that's in the park. Like you never know when you're going to run into this person. And like my boyfriend is from Mexico. I have no idea. Well, I do know, but what are the chances that he ended up in my little Canadian town, right? And you know, it happened. You never know when you're going to meet this person or how you're going to meet them and where they're going to be, but you have to be out there and living for yourself and doing these things for yourself so that you're available to meet them and that you're being your best version so that you're ready to be in that relationship when it comes, because if you're not ready for it and it comes, it's going to really suck. So you got to prepare and decide and then let go. And that's all. And that's my success story. And it's really, really awesome. And I feel so good in this relationship. And he pushes me to do the things that I want to do and to be the best version of myself, and supports me in my business and supports me in sharing myself and all that stuff. And you know, it feels really, really good, and everybody can have that. That's the thing. You just have to decide that you do want that. So yeah, if you like this video, feel free to give me a subscribe and a thumbs up, because that would be awesome, because I'm going to do more stuff like this. And it lets me know that, you know, people are watching and that they do like my content and I should keep going. And if you have any questions or any thoughts or anything, feel free to comment below and I will get back to you. I will also share my Instagram and my Facebook in the description box. I also have an amazing Love Empress group on Facebook. If you're a lady and you find that you're struggling with love, feel free to join. It's all about love. I can get in there and share some, you know, free stuff that usually I would incorporate in like my coaching services and my courses. And you know, I can really get in there and like give you advice and stuff like that. And there's lots of other women who can do that as well. So if that's something that you're interested in, that'll be below. Feel free to join. Send me a request on Facebook. Follow me. I'll follow you back. Woohoo! We love community. Yeah. Have an amazing day, guys. Much love to all of you, and I will see you soon. Mwah.